For this video, we're going to be going over finding the square root of a decimal number. The example we've got is the square root of 1.44. The first thing I'm going to do to try to find the square root of this number is I'm going to write it in fraction form, because sometimes it jumps out a little bit better at us in terms of what the square root would be. So if I have 1.44, it ends in the hundredths place. So that means if I'm writing a fraction, I should write it over 100. 1.44, if we could actually say it as 1 44 hundredths. So that's saying we have one whole and we also have 44 hundredths. But I want to write it as an improper fraction. So if I have 44 hundredths already, as well as a whole, and my whole is cut into 100 pieces, that means I have 144 hundredths. Now I'm going to look at my numerator and denominator and check that they're both perfect squares. Well, 144 is a perfect square because it's 12 times 12, and 100 is a perfect square because it's 10 times 10. So if I want to take the square root of 144 over 100, I would take the square root of 144, which is 12, and the square root of 100, which is 10. So now I've got my answer in fraction form, but since the question began as a decimal, I should write my answer in decimal form. So if I have 12 tenths, well, I could also say that I have one whole, because that would be 10 tenths, and 2 tenths extra. So it would be 1 and 2 tenths. So that means I need 1 in the ones place and 2 in the tenths place. So then I would write 1.2, and then I've got my answer.